Look everyone, we've got the Jag back. Now for those of you that don't follow the channel regularly or have joined more recently, this is the 2005 XJ Jaguar that I bought probably about a year or maybe even longer ago from a chap that does house clearances. He found this along with a X-Type Jaguar. The X-Type was awful, so we just outed that for parts. But this had the potential, we could tell straight away it had the potential for being a stunning car. It was covered in dirt, but it only had 57,000 miles on it, and it did run and drive. So first things first, it went down for paint because it had some scuffs on the bumper corners, and I thought that was definitely worth doing because the rest of the car was so clean and tidy. We had our paint guy Malcolm do that at MJM Bodyworks, did a beautiful job of that. Colour match absolutely bang on. I'd have to tell you where it was done because you wouldn't be able to tell otherwise. So the Moores boys took over. They sorted out the engine management light that turned out just to be a knock sensor in the V of the V6 on this one. They then went through the rest of the car, did some test driving, and basically from sitting around a lot it just kept popping brake pipes. They've done a load of new brake pipes on it, then put it in for the MOT. I don't think it needed much for the MOT. I think we got some fresh front tyres. I think we changed some bushings out. On an earlier video, they had it on the ramp and I had the opportunity to go underneath and film it, didn't I? And the underside of it is in really good conditions. The sills are perfect, the subframes are good. It was just out, yeah, go back and see previous video to see how good a condition it was underneath. So yeah, like I said, we knew it was worth spending some money on and getting it absolutely right. So they then, once the all the MOT work was done, they did an oil and filter service on it. And I've just got it back, and I think I say we must be looking at, because it hasn't been a priority, it's probably been an easy year since we picked up the car. But look at the thing, it's absolutely stunning. A fantastic example. I guess they've got to be modern classics now, haven't they, this year? And this shape. Like I said, it's the 3-litre V6 engine, so it's the smaller of the engines. That is a Ford Duratec engine, but having driven it, I drove it home last night and back. I thought I better put some miles on under its belt since it's had all that work done, just to make sure everything's as good as it should be. Now, I drove it once before when I took it down for the MOT, and I commented at the time how smooth the gear change was, how quiet it was inside. Well, yesterday's drive reminded me just how good these things are. I've drive lots of modern stuff with automatic gearboxes, but by far and away this is the smoothest gearbox out of all the cars I've driven. You cannot tell it's changing gear, you know, apart from if you're doing downshifts, hard downshifts. If it's moving up as you just taking up normal speed, it is smooth as silk. Inside the cabin is really quiet, but like I say, the bodywork is just outstanding. There's only one little bit that we've left that we haven't been able to sort out, is this scuff on the chrome here at the front, and some people are asking some crazy prices for that. And we've also just had one of the little washer jet covers go missing in the process of this work being done, but they're very minor things when you look at the vehicle overall. The alloys are all in good condition. Like I said, I think we've got brand new tyres on the front there. The paintwork is looking fantastic. Yeah, I'm really, as you can tell, really pleased how this has come out. It's an absolutely gorgeous colour. I really like this colour. But it's complemented with the sort of cream interior, which, well, wait till you see this, guys. Just the interior is outstanding. Look at the condition of this leather. It is absolutely beautiful. The carpets are all fantastic. Matching genuine carpets. All the door cards are lovely. Look at this leather in the back here. It doesn't look like it's been satin. It is gorgeous inside. I say, is this wood or is it plastic? I don't know. But anyway, it's all in fantastic condition. We had to get a new stereo code for it because the battery had gone flat and we didn't have the code available to us. So that meant taking the center console out to get the stereo out. So there was a bit of expense involved in doing that, but it couldn't not have a working stereo. Look at the shine on all this interior. Looks like it's just come out of the factory, doesn't it? Must do the time right on the clock. But all the chrome, everything is absolutely beautiful. There's no scraping or scratches. Look, I left the radio code sticker on there when I found out what the code was. I did that because I was worried the battery might go flat again, but we ended up putting a new battery in it in the end. Yeah, only 57,586 miles on this. I think it's had a couple of owners, if I remember rightly. All the leather on the steering wheel is beautiful. Look at all these buttons. There's absolutely no wear on any of the buttons at all. What have we got? We've got Bluetooth, which I imagine is one of the old school phones you've got to plug in. And then we've got cruise control. We've got electric boot release. We've got the air con. Yeah, so I don't know how the phone system works on these. I imagine it's one of the old school SIM card ones. Heated seats. I did actually try those out on the way in this morning. They are heating up lovely. The headliner is great. The only thing on the inside is a very small amount of sag in the back of the headliner, where the glue ends up giving up a bit. You can just see it there. But it's not touching your head when you sit in the back. It's, again, nothing outrageous. There does have to be a point at which you say, are we doing an absolutely full restoration, which you'd never get your money back on, or are we doing a recommissioning best as we can? And that's pretty much what we've done with it. Like I said, the boys have done a lovely job. It drives so smoothly. Let's have a little look under the engine bay. So underneath here as well is still really nice condition. You can see where previously mice had a little go when it was sitting. We were so lucky with the wiring on this that we didn't lose a load of electronics, because it seems that pretty much all the electronics are working in the car. From it sitting, that is always a risk that mice get in there. But yeah, look at all these turrets and that. It's all super clean. It's a, like I said, it's a Ford V6 Duratec 3 litre, but it still does put out 240 brake horsepower. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic ZF automatic gearbox, and I say it puts out 240 horsepower, which gives us a 0 to 60 I think of about 7 seconds, and it will top out 149 mile an hour. I think it's limited to that. It feels, when you drive it, it feels like a hot hatch. It's that kind of performance, and you can get 30 miles to the gallon out of it. But the funny thing about this, what I love about this, is of all the comments that come out all the time about whether cars are ULZ or not, this is actually ULZ compliant. So you can drive this in and out Bristol, in and out London, waft by everything, and you're not going to pay anything to drive it in, because it does comply because of the age, which I love that. So yeah, like I say, it's we'll start it up. It's smooth as silk. Like I say, the gear changes are absolutely brilliant. Now, where's my key? I do have 2 or 3 keys for this, I think, in total. So if we yesterday, like I say, I drove it yesterday for about an hour. The temperature stayed bang on where it should stay. Starts up no problem at all. No warning lights on the dash. No warning lights on the dash, other than the fact I haven't got my seatbelt on and the handbrakes on. It just idles down lovely, and then takes just a steady sort of 800 RPM. And just, yeah, like I say, idles absolutely beautifully. What was a bit worrying is I think I put in £25 worth of fuel yesterday, and it only went to there. It was very empty when I got it, but I don't know whether the fuel gauge is a bit sticky, whether the float is a bit sticky, or whether that's just, it takes like 100 quid or more to fill these things up. Look at that, you can't even see the engine's not moving at all. There's no movement in the engine, it's just sitting there idling away lovely. You could balance a coin on that, couldn't you? So as you can probably tell by now, I'm really chuffed with this one. I'm sure I'm getting comments like that already. I'm really, really chuffed with this one. It's come out absolutely beautiful. So we always end up with the same question on these cars when I've done like this: what to do with it next? Well, retail wise, I'd say, I mean, we recently saw one of these auctions, same colour, same spec. I think it only had 30,000 miles on, hit £10,000. Now, you've got to be realistic, you know, that was probably absolutely immaculate. It was a collector's car. But I think this has got to be worth, what, 5,995 all day long in this condition. I say the MOT is now advisory free. We've just serviced it. And look at, I mean, just look at the condition of the thing. That's got to be worth 6 grand of anyone's money, isn't it? But I did put the question to you guys a couple of videos ago, what you'd like to see as the next raffle car. And this was the car that came up time and time again in the comments as being the one that people would actually want to win and use. So I'm going to take a big brave pill, because I've ploughed a load of money into this car, more so than any of the other raffle cars that I've done, and I am going to raffle it. So So you are going to have the opportunity to win this car. One of the reasons I've decided to do that with this car is it coincides with me joining Kitch on Up and Down channel, Up and Down Vids, the Citroen specialist. Now, in case you missed it, Kitch from the Up and Down channel had me on as a guest in his marathon 25-hour live stream on his channel, and that was for Sophie's Legacy. Sophie's Legacy is this amazing charity that was set up in memory of Sophie, who unfortunately died of cancer at only, I think it was 10 years old. But while she was in hospital with her parents, she commented how she was getting fed, but the family that was there with her weren't getting fed. And obviously, we've done a similar thing with a Grand Appeal, which helps families that have children that are ill in hospital cope with just the basics of being able to stay with them, food and accommodation. Well, Sophie's Legacy does a similar thing. It provides food for families that are in hospital with their children. Last year, I think Kitch raised about 5 or 6 grand doing this. This year, he wanted to hit 10 grand, but he busted right by that. In fact, I think his early target might have been 8 when he realised he was doing so well. I think he might have upped it. But yeah, busted right past that and raised an incredible £12,000. So I thought, let's carry on with that fundraising. Let's carry on supporting that. What better charity to give a proportion of the raffle proceeds to than Sophie's Legacy? Now, by the time this video comes out, I've probably joined him on his 24-hour live marathon where he tries to raise money for that charity. So yeah, hopefully we've already done that, and hopefully some of you have already joined on that. And I was giving away some items on that as well, some giveaways to help boost that. But I thought, you know, we'd do another raffle anyway, so let's try and help him out with this car. Because I truly believe, like I said, of all the cars we've done so far, this is the one that someone would actually want to own, rather than going for the second option of a tech bundle like they have done on the last couple of cars. So in this video, there will be a link to the raffle. As normal, it's going to be managed by the company Raffle, who do all the legal side of things with the raffles. They'll be the ones that notify the winner. As before, I'm going to make sure we got some second, third, fourth, fifth prizes in there as well. So there's more opportunity for you to win something within that raffle. But I know so many of you, and I'm so thankful for this, do it to help support the channel and help support the charity. So very appreciative of that. We will put an alternative prize out there to the car, just in case, again, someone wants to support it, but they don't really want, for some reason. I don't understand why you wouldn't want this car, because it's so gorgeous. But yeah, if you want to just get involved and you don't particularly want this car, I'll make sure there's a secondary prize of some really good technical equipment that has some decent value to it. I will provide a link in the descriptions through to that charity as well, so you can read up a little bit more on it if you wish. But yeah, massive thanks to all of you that supported the previous ones, and like I say, hopefully we can do better than ever on this and take ourselves well past that 10k target. I think we're only £500 or £600 off that, so we should be able to blast straight by it with this car. It might possibly be the last one we get to do before Christmas. Let me assure you, whoever gets this car is going to absolutely blooming love it.